Mum, I hope you're not too disappointed that David hasn't surprised you again by flying in for today's celebrations. We'll never forget your face as Naomi's whole family arrived in Virginia Beach, surprising you one at a time as they walked into Helen and David's kitchen a few months ago. I don't think I've ever seen you so lost for words. We knew that it would be impossible to be together for your actual birthday, so we surprised you with a 69.5 birthday party, complete with banners and balloons. On that occasion, Naomi spoke on behalf of your children and grandchildren, and today the privilege of honouring you with a few words has been passed to me. Mum, listen, don't you?
I must be listening because I'm starting to cry already, so I must be listening.
Oh, Mum, it's the emotional bit's not come yet. As children, we are often faced with the question, what do your parents do? Can you imagine what it's been like for Naomi, David and me when faced with that question? What does your mother do? The real question is, what doesn't she do? Everyone here today sees Mum in a slightly different way. She is known and admired in so many circles because of the way she has devoted her 70 years to others. The causes Mum has supported are simply too numerous to mention. In her very far-reaching circles, Joy Wolf is truly a legend in her own lifetime. Wherever we go in the world, if we meet someone Jewish from the Northwest, a game of Jewish geography usually ensues. We know we're on a winner with our mum. Others can play the do you know game, but nobody can really trump the do you know Joy Wolf. They always do, and it makes us so proud when we can say, she's our mum, she's our grandma, or she's our friend. You see, Mum is held in such high esteem by so many people. When you think about Joy Wolf and all that she has done and achieved, you'll see a friend, a colleague, a magistrate, a Jewish and non-Jewish community leader, a tireless charity worker, a school governor, a Langdon governor, a wife, a swimming teacher, a grandma, a mother, a loving and devoted daughter, a mentor, a journalist, a tennis partner, a PR agent, a local councillor, and a role model. The list goes on. Mum is all these things, but she's so much more. Every ounce of her being is, and always has been, and will always be thinking about what she can do to improve someone else's life. You all see the very public face of Joy Wolf, but we have been lucky enough to witness the private way she has helped so many people throughout her life. I don't know where she finds people, but there have been so many people who have benefited from Mum's incredible generosity, both material and emotional. Old people, young people, sick people, troubled people, strangers and friends. You name it, Mum has found people in her life who need help, and she has responded in a very private and profound way. Whenever I am asked who has inspired me, I always say, without wanting to sound corny, it's my mum and my dad and my family. My brother David never writes anything without quoting Heschel, so in true Wolf style, Heschel taught us that great is the challenge we face at every moment, sublime the occasion, every occasion. Here we are, contemporaries of God, some of his power at our disposal. I cannot think of any human being who has taken God's power and used it so selflessly to help so many people for so many years. Mum, as you enter your 8th decade,
That'll make you cry.
we want you to know that we, your children and grandchildren, we have noticed. We have seen your work and we have learned from you how to devote our lives to our families, to our friends and to those less fortunate. Naomi, Johnny, David, Helen, Anthony and I now understand and appreciate the foundations that you and Dad laid for our children. You taught us to honour our parents. We will never forget how you honoured your own mother, as well as Dad's parents and your father. Grandma's constant pride in her joy means that for so many you will ever be my joy. You continue to set an example for us in all your devotion to our children. Natty is perhaps the luckiest of all, as he is growing up so close to you and Dad, and you shower him with your love. Now, with all the goodness, something had to give. And you no doubt know that Mum is not the most organised of people. If it exists, Mum can lose it. If it's important to remember, Mum can forget it. But if it really matters, that's when Mum always delivers, time after time. You tell us so often how proud you are of all of us. But today it's our turn to show our pride in you. We hope you will slow down a little bit in the years to come and allow us to take over the baton that you have carried so remarkably for so many years. We will try to care for people the way you care. We will try to love our families the way you love us. But most of all, we will honour you and Dad because nobody deserves it more than you. You have touched thousands of lives directly, and millions have benefited indirectly from your selfless acts. But to us, you're simply a wonderful mum and grandma, and for that we can't thank you enough. Happy birthday. And one last thing, Mum, what you do tomorrow, can you pick up Natty for me?
Wow. Firstly, thank you for that. As she says, I'm not often lost for words, but that does rather throw you a little bit when you hear that. But the family have exchanged emails this weekend, and what we've said most in those emails is that for Brian and I, our greatest pleasure and our greatest gift in life is the fact that we are so blessed with such wonderful children and grandchildren. And I know there are plenty of people in this room who feel exactly the same, that if you feel you can look around at your children and grandchildren and feel you've done a reasonable job, you can't ask for anything more than that. We are indeed blessed, and I suppose the thing I'm most thrilled about is that our children have taken on the mantle of caring for others and being involved in community from my grandchildren and the children. And so that, if anything, is the legacy we like to feel that we have managed to achieve. Two grandsons, one has left the army this weekend, another one graduating from his initial training for a combat unit where he is about to graduate on what they call the Star Trek track, because he has achieved there not something that necessarily grandparents want to see, that they're going to be launched into the top units and the top combat, but nevertheless it's an achievement, and we're very proud of them. We're proud of all the grandchildren. They all have done and are doing things in the community, which is something really to be able to say. And Natty, of course, bless him, he is absolutely our pride and joy. He's the first grandchild that we've had close to us on the spot. He's very, very special, as you can imagine, and he's a darling little boy, as some of you have already seen, and hopefully if he wakes up, the rest of you will see. Laura, thank you for all of that. I know that it's something that you share with your brother and sister, and we are also blessed with the most wonderful son-in-laws and daughter-in-law, people that we feel are our children as much as our own children. We've grown to love them and appreciate them, and that's very special as well. To be surrounded by one's friends at a time like this is very special, and as Laura said, lots of you have met me in different fields, but at the end of the day, it's family and friends that matter, and if you can then extend from that and give a little to the rest of the community, which I hope, as Laura has very kindly said, I have a saying in life, and it's horrible in some ways, but it's true. And I think if you can say to yourself, and please forgive me for this, but it's something I've used all through my life, if you can say to yourself, if I happen to die tomorrow, will I be missed? And you can say, yes, you will. Then it's something that you can leave feeling good about. I'm not planning to go there. Unless you continue to drive me mad anymore, maybe. I just want to thank everybody for sharing. I want to say a special thank you to my brother-in-law and sister-in-law who've come up from London. It's important to us to have you here, and I'm delighted to. And just thank you again, and thank you all for supporting the causes that I wanted to support today, so I've been able to do that a little bit more. And please stay and enjoy yourselves and continue being my friends, because you're all very special to me. Thank you very much indeed.